Good morning. This is Professor Shaw signing on the concept of unacademic problem solving methodology in physics and other science. Second, first CBSE 11th 10th changed it. The two physics problems we are solving. This is a sample problem. I'll just pass the right regarding that out. Okay. So the question I'll read out first actually. First question says about a bus moving along a straight line. Initial velocity is 20 meters per second undergoes. Acceleration is 4 meter per second squared. After 2 seconds, the speed will be what? That's a question. Before that, you must know what is what. So I'll just tell you, let's pass the right what you want actually. See, when you say, if anybody has a question, so you have to answer. It's a very simple actually mechanism. You must have three units are there in the physics. One is three states. What are the states? Solid. One. Solid is the first state. Any problem here? No. Second state is what? Liquid. Third state is what? Gas. So how the measurement is? Solid is in gram. Liquid is in liters. Gas means actually what? Leave it aside. So we will say three states. Similarly, measurement comes under that is weight first, and then liquid, and then third one is time. Weight comes for gram, liquid comes for L, and time stands for T. Understood or not? So weight comes for gram, liquid liters, time stands for T. Seconds. T means T seconds. I think this you must know. Then you must know how to measure the distance. That is S. How to measure the distance? That is S. S means displacement. What is it? Displacement. Then, okay, displacement, yes. So T stands for time or second in terms of second. Understood or not? Okay. Now, the formula comes for very basic thing you must know. The formula come for it is first is velocity. Velocity means speed. Velocity will go as formula is speed by time. Not speed, displacement by time. I strongly wrote displacement by time. Any problem here? Displacement by time. That's velocity. What is displacement? Yes. Am I right or not? Displacement is yes. Time is t. So velocity means displacement is by t. Then another measurement is there. That is acceleration. A. Acceleration A. What is A stands for? Velocity by time. What is velocity? That is S by T by time. That is S by T square. You must know. No other. So again passing the light. Actually, I got a weight gram. I got a liquid L. I got a time T seconds. S is the displacement movement one place to other place. T stands for time in second. Velocity says about displacement by time. Displacement what? S by T. And then acceleration is what? Velocity by time. So S by T by T. So S by T square. Any question that's in your mind? Any problem? Couldn't answer? So now my problem starts. First question. A bus moving along a straight line at 20 meters per second. So initial velocity. See, first question is what? Initial velocity. See carefully. I got initial velocity. What is initial velocity? That is 20 meters per second. Acceleration. A is what? Acceleration is how much? 4 meter per second square. After 2 seconds, time span is how much? T is equal to 2 seconds. What will be the speed? V is equal to how much? Sir, you told about velocity, time, distance by time. Acceleration, okay. Time, okay. So how to compute the speed? You must know three formulas very much. Again I'm passing the right. First formula says V is equal to U plus AT. So what is V meant for? V is the velocity. V is the velocity. U is what? Initial velocity. U is the initial velocity and V is the final velocity. Initial velocity, acceleration and time gives final velocity. This is the first formula. So U, I can say initial velocity. Any doubt? V stands for final velocity. Understood? So now, so initial velocity we studied, final velocity we studied. Any other formula? Yes, so many things are there. Second one, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Second equation. What is S is what? Displacement. You know very well. S is what? Displacement. U is what? Initial velocity into time. Half A into t square. The formula for displacement. They'll give initial velocity, they'll give time, they'll compute. Second. Third equation is what? They'll be giving initial velocity, compute the final velocity. V square U squared plus 2AS. S stands for displacement. U is what? Initial velocity. A is you know very well about it. Okay. A is acceleration. S is displacement. These three formula you have to study, no other go. You have to study about it. Understood or not? Okay. So now we'll start the class. First question. Sir, he has given the initial velocity. He has given the acceleration time. So how to compute the velocity? So I have told you three equations. We can substitute in this to get the velocity. Velocity means it should be actually three equations. What the first equation says of V. Second equation says of V square. First velocity will compute through first equation. No. So I will say V is equal to U plus AT. So what is U? Initial velocity. Initial velocity, what is the value actually? Initial velocity 20 meters per second. Right. A is how much? Acceleration 4 meters. A is how much? 4. 20 is the initial velocity. According to first question number 1, A is the 4 is the acceleration and T is 2. So what is the value? 20 plus 8. That is 28 meters per second, the final velocity after 2 seconds. Initial velocity was only 20. After 2 seconds, the speed increased to 28 per second. First question is over. Are you understanding the concept now? Again, you want to teach the same thing? No. Okay. So we'll go to second question. Are you ready now? I'll go to the second question. When a ball is thrown vertically upwards, when you are throwing a ball vertically upwards, it is going against the gravitational pull. It moves through a distance 19.6 meters. Find the initial velocity of the ball and the time by it to reach the highest point. Okay. Now we will see. First the question, see, he is throwing a ball. The ball is going to 19.6 centimeters upward. Then it starts coming down. What is the final velocity? What is the velocity? The initial velocity is how much? Initial velocity means find the initial velocity and time. So for initial velocity, if you want to compute, what to do? You must know U. U means what are the formulas are there? I taught you already. 3 equations are there. I have to compute U means 3 equations are there. What are they? V is equal to U plus AT. V square U square plus 2AS. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Two questions is coming here in this and in this. It will be U plus AT or U square plus 2AS. U plus A is there actually. Okay. Now, shall I answer the question for a second? I'll teach you. Final velocity we have to compute. V is equal to 0. Why, sir? When you are sending a material, it goes to the top post 19.6 and then the velocity will come down to 0. The V is equal to 0. How much that acceleration you are given, it comes to up distance traveled. Distance traveled. What is it? Distance traveled. That is equal to 19.6 meters per second. That much distance it has traveled. Acceleration means what? Upwards it goes in the acceleration. So it is opposing the gravitational pull. So I have to say minus 9. Gravitational pull is 9.8. Understood? So I know, yes, I know, and acceleration I know, but time I don't know. So how to compute the u? What is the initial velocity? Velocity I have to compute now. Initial velocity. What is the initial velocity? Find the initial velocity. Initial velocity, how to compute? 3 formulas. What are the formulas? Initial velocity v is equal to u plus at. Here s is not there. We cannot do. Here s is there. Okay, we can do. Here also x is not there, so we cannot do. So v squared is equal to, so I'll write v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. U squared plus 2as. That's what you must have studied. So now, what is u squared? This is what we are going to compute. Final velocity is 0 plus 2 into a is how much? Acceleration. Negative. So minus 9.8 into s means displacement, that is 19.6. So what happens? I got a u square. 2 into 9.8. How much? 19 into 19.6. 2 into 9.8 is 19.6. Minus into 19.6. I can write these two as actually equal to 2 into 19.6 into 19.6 minus is u squared. Am I right or not? So I'll keep u squared here equal to 0. 0 equal to, actually I got what? U squared minus this one. There is u squared minus 19.6 into 19.6. Am I right? So I'll bring 19.6 to 9.6 square. Am I right or not? U squared minus 19.6 whole square. I'll bring it here. So what happens? 19.6 whole square equal to u square. So u is what? Find the square root of 19.6 whole square. What is the value? 19.6. So initial velocity is 19.6. Understood or not? Again I will teach once. Sir, I taught you initial velocity is 0. Not the final velocity. Distance traveled is this much. Acceleration, I want to find the initial velocity. So formula is v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. So final velocity is 0. U squared 2a. 2 into 19.6. This is in minus. If you bring it into the plus, I can bring it here. So minus will become plus. Any problem here? Understood or not? So the second question, how much time it takes? So I have to compute that time. For computing that time, what is the formula? You know very well. One is v is equal to u plus at. We can do it here. We can do it here. Not in the third equation. Because t is not at all there. Here it is v is equal to u plus 8. Shall we substitute here? So the time is v is equal to, second problem, v is equal to u plus 8. Am I right or not? What is u stands for initial velocity? What is the value u actually? 19.6. Plus a is how much actually? A is minus 9.8. into T, which is equal to V. V is, that is 0. Time elastic. So what happens? I'll bring minus 9.8 here. So plus 9.8 into T, 19.6, which is equal to T is equal to 19.6 by 9.8. What is the value of 9.8 by 9.8? So time is 2 seconds. Second problem solved. Am I right or not? Okay, so next one. Shall we go to third equation, third problem? Are you ready now? Okay, slowly we'll migrate to third problem. What happens if a thunder is heard? He is hearing the thunder. Light speed is very fast, 2 lakhs kilometers per second. Sound speed is 400 meters per second. Then it's mind. Thunder is heard by a man 4 seconds after lightning is seen. After 4 seconds, the lightning is seen. How far is the lightning from the man? Thunder sound he might have listened. Previously, first he has seen the lightning. After 4 seconds, he heard the thunder. So what is the distance? So formula is what? Keep in mind. This S is equal to V into T. This formula. Why, sir? What is the velocity of sound? 300 meters per second or 340 meters per second. Time is how much? 4 seconds. So 340 into 4, what is the value? 1360 meters. This much distance wanted to be covered. So simple the problem is, so easily can digest. So, and S is equal to V into T, very well, because you want to compute only S, how the distance is. Displacement formula is what? Again, I can say, I can tell you, actually, you know very well about it. Actually, I can say 3 formulas are there. One is V is equal to U plus AT, or S is equal, or you can go for S plus UT plus half AT squared, B squared plus U squared to S. But here, U, A, nothing is there. What lightning came. So V is for sound 340, time 4 seconds. S is equal to 136. So I think now you can answer 3 questions very easily about it. So first question comes for V squared is V is equal to U plus AT, and second question comes for U squared is equal to V squared plus 2AS, and V is equal to U plus AT. Third question, S is equal to V by T. Keeping this in the mind, we are doing the research in the concept of it. So next class we will teach you with a digital board with more information. This is just a information. I'm teaching my teaching methodology is this much. So I'm signing off from this topic. So shall I sign off now?